Now, I can't be the only one thinking this is crazy. How can so many people be forgetting everyday items and characters and brands?
How is it possible that so many people could share the same false memory?
Who cares if people forget how to spell the cereal brand name of a cereal company?
Research shows that memories are not permanent, but fluid and subject to change, and they can be influenced by our expectations and associations with other memories.
How does our memory change? Or is everything around us changing and we just don't notice it?
Do you believe in the Mandela Effect? In this video, we will go over a variety of Mandela effects being discussed online. I understand some people may know all the Mandela effects, but they may be new to other viewers. I do my best to research new information and at least entertain people who may already know the ones mentioned. We all have embarrassing moments. Help us not have one by subscribing to the channel. Our first Mandela Effect focuses on the original female superhero in comics, Wonder Woman, and her debut major motion picture. This Mandela Effect has to do with Chris Pine and not with what Harry Styles spat onto his lap. But his character Steve Trevor in the film Wonder Woman. After arriving to the Amazonian homeland, there is a scene where he takes a bath. This is where the Mandela Effect takes place.
This might be dumb, but in the bath scene of Wonder Woman, I always thought we see Chris Pine's as he is walking down the bathtub spring thing. I saw the movie when it came out in the cinemas and remember thinking it was a bit risque for a comic book movie and remember seeing photos online of Chris's from the movie. I just watched it on Netflix and I didn't see his so I just assumed it was like a different cut of the movie, but I've looked it up online and I can't see any photos or mention of people seeing Chris Pine's anywhere. I can literally picture the image in my head of what it looked like. Maybe I'm imagining things, but I swear to God, that's what was in the movie. Bit of it an odd one, but let me know if it's the same for you guys.
Do you remember the scene being spicier? I did believe the scene was, but to make sure my mind wasn't playing tricks on me, I recalled a video that Comic Book Girl 19 made after the film was released. I remember her specifically talking about that scene, and upon rewatching her video, this is what she had to say.
Particularly, I also love that scene where he's in the hot tub, he's getting out, you know, and he's like just like balls out in front of Diana, you know, just like, hey, well, you don't care, so here it is, check it out. It was hot. And I wish I got to see his, but whatever.
I'm interested in knowing what you think about this one. The more I thought about it, I don't believe they would have shown it in a PG-13 superhero film. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. What do you recall? If I asked you which logo was the correct corporate branding of the store Target, which one would you choose? If you chose this one, you would be correct. And if you chose this one, you would also be correct.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That's because Target had this logo from 1962 to 1968. That's when the bullseye was changed to the one we know today. This 1969 ad is the first to show the new logo. This Mandela Effect is a strange one because of how inconsistent Target is with their own branding. For instance, the shopping bags show more rings on them, the checkout counter has white bullseyes on red background, and this hiring sign has more rings than the bags, except for the reusable bags. Not to mention all the changes with the placement and the font of the word Target. The present logo is more of a typical bullseye design, much like the shirt Tank Girl would wear, and more than likely why I think of this bullseye design as the Target logo. There are also these two logos created from what people remember. But honestly, if you are confused about what the Target logo looks like, I don't blame you. The next Mandela Effect has to do with a tasty noodle soup. Many people recall the brand name being Cup O' Noodles, but in fact the brand is simply Cup Noodles. Cup Noodles was created by the company Nissin in Tokyo, Japan in 1971. Cup Noodles was launched in the USA in November 1973 under the name Cup O Noodles. The name was changed to Cup Noodles in 1993, but there is no explanation of why they would change the name. I was able to find these two commercials for Cup O Noodles, one from the 1970s.
Delicious. But your good taste will tell you it's much more than a soup.
And one from the 1990s.
Remember, nobody noodles like Cup of Noodles from Nissin.
I also found this image of what it looks like to be a photo of employees from Nissin with a banner in the background reading Cup O Noodles. In 1996, after the name change, an ad was placed in the middle of Times Square in New York City. It would stay there until 2006. I also found an article stating that Nissin was going to change the name back to Cup O Noodles, but that was supposed to happen in 2021, which means it never happened, leaving people salty.
Oh, Cup of Noodles.
What does the future have in store for this cozy comfort in a cup? This update is about Kurt Cobain and the fuzzy pink jacket.
It was Courtney Love wearing the pink jacket. She and Kurt were both blonde, so it's a false memory.
Let us start with Courtney Love wearing the pink jacket. When looking for images of her wearing one, it was difficult. There are many images of her in a cheetah jacket, pink duster, pink dress, and this image of her wearing a pink jacket with a fuzzy pink collar, but no fuzzy pink jacket matching the one we see in this image. As far as them both having blonde hair, that is true, but Kurt also had pink hair while being with her. Elvis wore a pink jacket, Rod Stewart wore a pink jacket, the ladies from Grease wore pink jackets, this guy from Stone Temple Pilots wore a pink jacket, this guy from Stone Temple Pilots wore a pink jacket, and this guy from Stone Temple Pilots wore a fuzzy pink jacket.
The fuzzy pink jacket was worn by Scott Weiland of Stone Temple Pilots, which was also around that time period.
Could it be this image that has made so many people remember Kurt Cobain wearing the fuzzy pink jacket? Yet to date, there is no evidence of him ever doing so. Also, if you made it this far, I want to say thank you. I make these videos by myself and they take a lot of time, so I do appreciate you watching. And if you aren't yet subscribed, please hang out more often by clicking that red subscribe button for future content.
Now back to the show.
What is this thing? The final Mandela Effect focuses on Toad from Super Mario Bros. We all know him to be a little mushroom, but is he really a fun guy? This Mandela Effect is about his head being a hat and not an actual mushroom cap. Of course, there are Halloween costumes showing it to be a hat, but the most persuasive evidence I could find is this scene from Super Mario Bros. Super Show, which was an animated series that had one season in 1989. This scene shows him removing it like a hat, and in another episode he wears a biker's helmet, and in the first episode he uses it as a parachute, leading many people to believe that he was just a little bald guy under the mushroom cap. When looking up the definition of Toad, I found him described as a humanoid mushroom from a collective of mushroom people living in the Mushroom Kingdom. While interviewing the producer of Super Mario Odyssey, Yoshiaki Kosumi, he stated that Toad's head was his head and not a hat, some even claiming that he says the Super Mario Super Show to not be canon. But when you watch the interview, this is what he says.
これね、実はね、頭なんですよ。で、こうすると中に何が入ってるかな、想像してください。
This doesn't seem to be much of an explanation, and many people point out that we already know what mushrooms look like in the Mario universe. So how would these mushroom hybrids be made?
What the hell are you?
Thank you for watching, and don't forget to send the like button to an alternate universe, and let me know down below if any of these Mandela effects made you question your reality, and could we be living in a simulation?